Yo, what's up guys? You're back with your man TechNick, your go-to guy for videos on the latest tech. Now today it really is about the latest tech. We have the Vivo IQOO Pro over here. This is the 4G variant, not the 5G variant. The 4G variant indeed starts at 3,200 Chinese RMB, which is roughly 32,000 rupees and 450 United States dollars. If you guys do opt to go for the 5G variant, which is not different other than the 5G capabilities within the device itself, that goes for roughly 3,900 or 3,800 Chinese RMB, which is close to 40,000 rupees and around 500 US dollars. Now this is indeed the black version, and the box looks pretty similar to previous IQOO phones, that being the original IQOO that came with a Snapdragon 855 processing chip, the IQOO Neo, which is the cheaper little brother, which came with a Snapdragon 845 processing chip, and this one which comes with an 855 plus processing chip. This is indeed a gaming phone. I'm really excited to go for it. There is no Pro written on the box, but there it is at the back on the barcode strip. I'm excited to check what this phone is all about. So without further ado guys, this is TechNick and let's go. So the first thing that you actually see here is the IQOO cover. I think it looks pretty snazzy. It's not one of those cheap silicone ones. I do prefer hard transparent cases, but this is not hard or transparent, though it is quite a nice looking black finished case, and if you guys can see, it almost has like a bit of a material pattern. I'll pop that on the phone for you guys a little bit later. We have this cut out here because of the LED strip that we do indeed have with this monster of a gaming phone. Then inside that same box where the cover came, we do indeed have a USB type A to type C port. This is really cool. I like this whole pull idea over here. This came along with the original Vivo IQOO, but was scrapped with the IQOO Neo since it was a bit cheaper. Now this is indeed a 5 ampere cord. That is why we have this high level grade cable, because this needs to output 44 watts of charge. Yes guys, this charger in the box here is a 44 watt charging block out the box guys. As you guys can see, 11 volts, 4 amps, 11 times 4 is 44 watts. Unlike Samsung's Galaxy Note Plus, which is capable of 45 watt fast charging, but it does not come with a 45 watt charger in the block, only a 25 watt charger. This Vivo IQOO is less than half the price of the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus and comes with one in the box. Thumbs up for that, Vivo. The Vivo IQOO Pro goes a step above its predecessor since it comes packed with a 4,500 milliampere battery instead of the 4,000 milliampere battery that came paired with the original Vivo IQOO, which was seen earlier this year. So I'm really excited to see how that stacks up in the battery drain department as well as the battery charge department. So guys, please stay tuned for those videos coming in the coming weeks. Another cool thing that we have here that Vivo are still doing with all their phones, they do pair in these wonderful buds over here guys. I really like the style of them. I've really always enjoyed them. The phone does indeed come paired with a 3.5mm headphone port inside of it. Now here is the phone itself guys. It looks absolutely impeccable, but before we jump into it, I'm going to quickly slap this cover on for you guys so that you guys can indeed see what it is all about. It's a little bit of a stretch to get in, but once we've got it in, it is nice and tight. It actually feels really good and sturdy. I actually think this is a really pleasing day one cover. So cover aside and all the goodies aside, let's focus primarily on the Vivo IQOO Pro over here. We're going to give it a little bit of a boot on over here, and while that happens, I'm gonna jump you guys through the build of the phone. So on the side here, we have a nice textured red accent power button, which is really awesome to see. I dig the different color shade over there so you can clearly see it, and I really am enjoying the texture. I doubt you guys can see it, but it feels really premium, and many phones lack this these days. It's really a nice touch. We have the volume rocker, which is actually also textured. Kind of defeats the purpose of having a textured power button since they both feel the same, but it feels really cool. It is not the same color as the power button. We also have these two triggers over here, and I like how they are slightly indented from the side of the phone. On the top of the device over here, you guys can clearly see it's nice and neat with that option for a 3.5mm headphone jack, which is really essential when gaming. And on the left over here, we do indeed have the AI button. This is really cool for translating text, especially if you live in a different country like I do in China over here, guys. And it's really cool to see that this is also textured. At the bottom, we do have our USB Type-C port limited to 2.0 speeds, and we have our single firing downward speaker over there. But knowing Vivo, this nice big chunky earpiece will certainly double up as a secondary stereo speaker. Since this is a gaming phone, we just have SIM slot 1 and SIM slot 2 pretty much in the same design shape as Huawei have been doing, but with no option of micro SD card support. The lowest storage you can get is 128 gigs, so that's not the end of the world in that respect. At the back of the phone over here, we have a nice clean Vivo IQOO logo over here, and we have that nice kind of arrow looking stripe at the back there. It looks really nice and neat, I must say. As you guys can see faintly over here, it says Monster inside. We'll definitely see that shine up when the lights come on. And then when we come to the camera department, we have, for the first time in a Vivo IQOO gaming smartphone, we have a 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor with an aperture of 1.8. That is really awesome to see, guys, and not many gaming phones have 3 cameras and do it well. Previous IQOO definitely had 3 cameras, but it had a shady main camera there, and this indeed comes with an IMX586 sensor, so I'm really interested to see how that pairs out with a secondary 13 megapixel ultra wide sensor, which is really cool. And unfortunately we have a 2 megapixel depth sensor as our third lens. I say unfortunately because that would have been really awesome if that was a telephoto lens. On the front we have the same 12 megapixel camera that we had on the previous Vivo IQOO, no changes over there. So we're in the phone here, guys, and this is a wonderful 6.41 inch AMOLED display. It looks absolutely great. There are very minimal bezels, though they are still noticeable there. With most gaming phones though, we do have quite a thick top and bottom border with slim side bezels, and that is not the case here since Vivo have indeed adopted the teardrop notch cutout over here. The chin at the bottom isn't as big as the IQOO Neo that I recently unboxed. Make sure you guys check that one out if you would like to, but overall the phone feels pretty good. It doesn't feel as thick that it is. It is indeed a 9.3 millimeters thick, which is quite a bit on the thick side. It doesn't feel that heavy, certainly not as heavy as the Asus ROG Phone 2. This is just a nice little addition that they've put in that they really didn't need to, because they are both sloped downwards over here. You guys can game comfortably with the charger plugged in and your earphones plugged in at the same time and keep gaming for those ultra long sessions. Now I have indeed gone ahead and enrolled my fingerprint and my Face ID, and guys, Vivo were pretty much the first company in the world to come up with under display fingerprint sensors. This is an optical one, not an ultrasonic one, so we do have a bit of a lens underneath there. It feels really snappy and really quick, and I'm really impressed with it. Now I have also enrolled my face data, so we're going to go ahead and quickly check that out over there. Guys, I'm honestly straight in. I usually talk about how flippin' fast these things are, but I don't think I've ever seen one as quick as this. You can absolutely not see the lock screen whatsoever. Now before I let you guys go, I just want to go ahead and use my little companion Groot over here to take some snaps on the Vivo IQOO Pro. As you can see with the main picture over here, things look nice, clear and crisp if you ask me. This is not a depth effect pic over here, though it kind of gives that impression. It is because we are kind of close to the subject, but we are using this 48 megapixel IMX586 sensor, and I must say it looks just as stunning as I've seen the sensor implemented on other phones. When it comes to the ultra wide sensor, because it has a lower resolution count over there, lower megapixel count, things aren't going to look as sharp. Though on such a small screen, you're not going to notice much of a difference, and I think it does a pretty superb job here. And then moving on to the next photo, which is indeed a bokeh shot over here. Things look even more polished than an original picture taken on the phone, and that is because the 48 megapixel IMX586 sensor is now officially paired with a 2 megapixel depth sensor to give it an even better depth effect perspective, and it looks absolutely great. Then when it comes to the selfie department over here, it looks nice and clear and crisp, and I can see every single individual hair on my beard, which is great. And coming into portrait mode, we're using that selfie cam. I can't see any edge detection there at all, and things look pretty stunning too. Now, unlike the Red Magic 3 and the Black Shark 2 Pro, we don't have crazy lights coming from everywhere on the phone. Instead, we have this little logo here that says Monster inside. I think it looks absolutely epic, and we have a whole bunch of different light changes. Let me know what you guys think of this lighting strategy over here as opposed to other LED RGB effects that you have seen on other gaming phones as of recent times. I think this looks nice, simple and elegant if you ask me. Guys, the Vivo IQOO Pro is one fantastic phone. It ticks all the right boxes when it comes to to top-end specs for a really well-priced device. This is a $450 price tagged phone with a 6.41 inch AMOLED display with more than decent brightness. We have triggers, captive triggers on the right and left side of the phone when in landscape mode for gaming, and we do also have this wonderful monster mode which should boost things up quite a bit when it comes to the gaming department and or benchmarks as well, which I will definitely be diving into pretty soon, so stay tuned for that one. We have 8 gigs of RAM going all the way up to 12 gigs of RAM. We have the latest and greatest Snapdragon 855 Plus processing chip, which is set to increase CPU performance by 4% and GPU performance by 15%, which is also good to see. We have a whopping 4,500 mAh battery in here. Nice little touches such as the charging cable and the headphone jack, which we do indeed have, but the headphones that come with it are both downward sloping, so it makes things nice and comfortable for those ultra long gaming sessions. We also have that crazy fast 44-watt charging capabilities, and yes, we do indeed get a block paired in the box itself. This phone is an absolute monster, and I cannot wait to get using it every day as my gaming phone as of right now. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video as much as I will be gaming on the monster of the IQOO Pro, and until next time guys, this is TechNick.